All right, welcome back. Doing a load of 38 special cowboy loads today, and which is kind of a batch process on my progressive press. And occasionally you run into a bad case, a cracked case. And this one, let's see if we can get it to focus here. Here's a 38 special case that has developed a crack in the body of the case, not in the mouth, but a split just below the mouth down the side of the case. Well, that's no bueno. I'm not going to use that. So you should always inspect your brass, do a visual inspection. Sometimes it's hard to see these cracks, but here's a little tip that someone gave me about finding cracked cases that really works. And if you've never done this before, it might be helpful. So I've got a little container of other 38 special cases here, and if you take the cases, you put them in your hand and shake them, and make a little jingly sound like that. All right, but if you have a cracked case in the group, and we'll put our cracked one in there, I marked it with red so I could find it easily. Put it in the group. See if you can hear the difference. Kind of a high-pitched ringing. Anytime you've got a cracked case in there, that's what it's going to sound like. Let's try again with just a 3 or 4. Okay, if we take that bad case out and just shake 4 good cases, kind of a lower pitched. So this is something that you tune your ear to, and actually I found this. I was running my case feeder on my Hornady press, and when the case fell in and hit that case block, it made a different sound than the case before it, and so that signaled to me that it was very possibly a cracked case. And so when it fell out, and then it falls, when it falls again, it falls on this little plate down here, and it made another kind of different sound than the other cases. So this is from experience. You know, you get a feel for what things sound like and what they feel like. And if you're attentive, if something doesn't feel right or sound right, you stop, and you can usually find that there's an issue there. And if you're not paying attention, you might miss it. So, you know, if you had loaded this cracked case, that would not be good. You probably end up just having to scrap it. 38 special, these cowboy loads especially, not particularly high pressure, it wouldn't necessarily be dangerous, but you know, obviously the purpose of the brass cartridge case is to contain an explosion that might even be inches from your face. So you want it to be intact to be able to do its job. This would particularly be important if you were shooting a high pressure round of some sort, like a high-powered rifle or a Magnum pistol round. So that's something that might help you find a cracked case if you either didn't do a good visual examination, or if you did a visual and just missed it, because sometimes these cracks are smaller. A case neck crack is going to be, you know, obviously not as obvious as that, but it will still ring if it's cracked at all. And a cracked neck may not seem like such a big deal as this awful crack down the body, but that crack is going to affect your neck tension. And if, like me, you're shoving these into a tubular magazine of your rifle under spring pressure, that crack can be enough for the spring pressure to push the bullet down into the case, which on a high pressure load could spike your pressure, but even on a low pressure load, it's going to jam your rifle up and ruin your day. So you don't want to do that. So, you know, brass prep is important, and that's a little tip that I hope I found it helpful, and I hope you might too. Thanks.